There has always been a special chemistry and relationship between Batman and Catwoman across all media they've appeared in. This tradition will continue in Matt Reeves' The Batman as well, but whatever may happen between them on screen is nothing compared to what is rumored to have happened off-screen. Namely, that one day after shooting had ended and everyone was thought to have left the set, Batman actor Robert Pattinson seized the opportunity and nailed Catwoman Zoe Kravitz on the hood of the Batmobile.
Oh, giggity 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 goo.
As it turns out, however, they only thought the set was empty. Director Matt Reeves was still there. He caught them in the act and reportedly blew a gasket. The working relationship between the actor and the director was bad before, and this reportedly caused it to deteriorate even further. Could the animosity on the set impact the finished movie? In this video, we will go through the origins of this latest rumor, assess the evidence suggesting it may indeed be real, as well as the origins of the, by all accounts, extremely strained working relationship between director Matt Reeves and actor Robert Pattinson, and if it might affect the finished product. The latest rumors surrounding Matt Reeves' The Batman originates from the site 4chan, and many rumors originating here do have a tendency to pan out. However, as usual, we cannot independently verify this rumor, so we must advise you to treat it as that, a rumor, and take it with a grain of salt. According to the anonymous 4chan poster who claims that he is working on the set of The Batman, star Robert Pattinson and co-star Zoe Kravitz were caught in the act, on set, on top of the Batmobile, by none other than director Matt Reeves himself. Reeves was said to be livid and interrupted their little rendezvous. Apparently, according to the tipster, the carnal relationship between Pattinson and Kravitz has been going on for quite some time, as the two have been secretly dating since October. Many in the crew knew about this, and they have frequently been spotted together in their hours off. The biggest bombshell, however, is that Zoe Kravitz is now reportedly pregnant, and many working on the film believe that Pattinson is the Bat Dad. While this is a private matter, violating social distancing protocols by having intercourse on top of an expensive prop like the Batmobile is not.
It's the car, right? Chicks love the car.
And that is but the latest in a long line of grievances director Matt Reeves has with his Batman lead, who notoriously refused to bulk up for the role, even when shutdowns meant he got several additional months to do it. Reeves was said to be furious, saying to Pattinson, "You are the most entitled, narcissistic actor I have ever worked with. You go back to work. We finish filming in March, and then we are done. I don't ever want to work with you after this film." As such, there is some doubt that Reeves will want to return for any planned sequels to The Batman, and it has been rumored that Reeves even refuses to work with Pattinson on reshoots for the film. The tipster says he's not sure what they're going to do, and that they wanted to keep this quiet so that they could defuse the situation before the media got hold of it. Yeah, good luck with that. Even if taken as rumor, and an outrageous one at that, there are a few things that can be pointed to that lend it at least some air of credibility. Co-stars tend to develop relationships on set all the time. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie met on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith and began a relationship afterwards. Robert Pattinson is no stranger to this either. He and Kristen Stewart started dating after meeting on the set of Twilight. Zoe Kravitz recently divorced her husband back in December of 2020, which would have been after her affair with Pattinson had begun. If the marriage was on the rocks anyway, or if her being impregnated by Pattinson was a contributing factor, still remains unknown. As for Reeves' comments about Pattinson being the most narcissistic actor he's ever met, the GQ interview and Pattinson's comments about not needing to work out to play Batman could certainly be taken as indications in that general direction. While some have defended his GQ interview as trolling, it should be noted that even a child knows well enough not to put metal in a microwave oven, something that Pattinson did not. Regarding Matt Reeves not wanting to return to The Batman if it develops into a franchise, he has at least 4 other films lined up in the near future. Reeves will not be hard up for work if he walks away from The Batman, and if the movie is a hit, Warner Brothers shouldn't have a problem finding another director. If it isn't, they already have a multiverse set up for quick and efficient rebooting. Another wrinkle to this story comes from the UK's December 29, 2020 edition of The Sun. In the piece, it details how Pattinson was supposedly pushed to the breaking point by director Reeves, who is claimed to be a perfectionist and therefore demanded countless repeated takes of the same scenes. It should be noted, though, that according to information we've received from sources with ties to the production, this claim is false. We've been told that director Matt Reeves never demanded more takes than what was necessary, which would imply that this entire story is but a hit piece put out there by Pattinson's camp. Needless to say, this did not ease tensions on a $120 million project where the production has been nothing but a nightmare since day one. Given the stakes that come with that, you could be forgiven for wondering why Reeves and Pattinson seemingly can't work together. Wasn't Pattinson the director's pick in the first place? The answer to that may surprise you. Ever since Robert Pattinson was cast in the role, a large swath of the built-in fan base have been adamant that no matter how great Pattinson might have been as a sparkly vampire, he is no Batman, and that they will never be able to see him as such. Others have countered that he was the bomb in The Lighthouse, and Matt Reeves is a great director and he chose him, so he must know what he's doing. Except he didn't. If you recall from the trades back when the role was in the process of being cast, two men were competing for the role. One being Robert Pattinson, the other being X-Men Days of Future Past's Nicholas Hoult. According to our sources, however, so again, take this with a grain of salt and treat it as rumor since this can't be independently verified, the actors were never in competition with each other. What we have heard that happened was that Nicholas Hoult was director Matt Reeves' choice for Batman. Reeves fought for him hard, but he lost that fight because Robert Pattinson was the producer's choice, the one the studio felt they could market, and the one the agents involved agreed should happen. As such, Matt Reeves was stuck with a Batman he never wanted, and Pattinson knew the director he would be working with fought hard to cast another actor instead of him. To say they got off on the wrong foot is putting it mildly. This of course happens every so often in Hollywood, and in most cases, everyone involved is able to make the best out of the situation and work towards making the best final product possible. It is too early to tell if Matt Reeves has been able to make the movie the best it could be despite the strained relationship with Robert Pattinson, since the movie is at the time of making this still shooting. Do let us know your thoughts on the matter though, and if you will be able to look at the Batmobile the same way ever again in the comments. Don't forget to check out all the latest Midnight's Edge merchandise in our Mixed Tee store, including the new t-shirt featuring all new art by Not Some Kid. Make a statement and look great while doing it. Link in the description.